It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Diversity Dude podcast. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award-winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And for those of you who are interested in even more positive and encouraging tips and strategies beyond what I share in podcasts like this, then feel free to check out my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, nationally recognized for the unique way in which it addresses the often difficult topic of multicultural awareness and diversity, designed for more than just therapists. If you are helping professional in any way, Diversity in Clinical Practice can help you meet the greatest variety of cultural needs possible for those whom you serve, and it's available in paper and audiobook versions for your convenience. And whether it be through my one-on-one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author or speaker, know this: my personal mission is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So today I want to share an encouraging and practical perspective on what exactly is DEI-B. Now, if this is your first time listening to the Diversity Do podcast, then welcome. I hope you find it beneficial. If it's not, then you may have already have noticed that I don't spend a lot of time focusing on the right or best or latest politically correct terminology. I may use various terms as they seem appropriate at the time to convey a message about how we can most effectively relate to one another on a personal and professional level. But it's less about whether the people are using the right terms and more about whether the terms effectively serve the purpose and needs of the people. So why do I bring this up? Well, because the ongoing effort to grow and improve as it relates to diversity in real life, in that effort, you'll often hear the acronym DEI, which stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And before I elaborate on a practical perspective on what each of those words mean and what they might look like, I must also add in the latest addition to the acronym, that's DEI-B, with the B standing for belonging. Now, let me be clear. Even as I don't live by or promote chasing the latest terms and acronyms, I want to flesh them out a little bit in a practical way so that you'll be able to have real conversations about them, if needed, to contribute to healthy personal and workplace relationships and experiences as well. So let's start with the D, which stands for diversity. And contrary to popular belief, diversity is not synonymous with race or ethnicity or person of color. Diversity just means to be different, and we can all be different in a lot of ways, including race and ethnicity, as well as age, gender identity, sexual orientation, religious beliefs, political affiliations, and many more. If your employer claims then to be committed to diversity, it would ideally be reflected not only in a variety that may show up in a company photo, but it would also be evident in many of the ways you might be able to see at first glance, as well as nonetheless be evident when genuine and safe relationships among colleagues begin to be developed and cultivated within that environment. Organizations benefit from diversity as a whole, not because it helps them check a socially required checkbox to avoid judgment, but because diverse identities often bring the wisdom and insights gained from diverse life experiences. The creative benefits of brainstorming that come from having a diverse team in comparison to a team who, although smart and capable, have many of the same ideas due to their shared life experiences, makes diversity a worthy investment to commit to. The E stands for equity and can be evident when all employees from the top to the bottom feel as though they're being treated fairly and respectfully. Now, a common misunderstanding is that equity is the same thing as is equality or sameness, and that simply is not the case. In most organizations, there are roles and positions that come with benefits that are not the same as others. However, in equitable environments, this is not due to preferential treatment or cultural biases, but rather certain benefits coming with a certain level of earned responsibility and accomplishment. Not only that, but what equity really highlights is that everyone in the organization has a fair chance or opportunity to earn those benefits, as well as the responsibility that comes with it, rather than certain people being allowed to advance and others are directly or indirectly told that they should just be happy to be allowed in the organization, which is a perfect way to transition to the I, which stands for inclusion. These comments suggesting that someone should just be happy to be included in the organization is not what inclusion is actually referring to. Inclusion isn't about resentful tolerance of one's existence within the organization, but an experience that occurs too often these days is that. Instead, it's often about whether someone's presence, efforts, and voice are truly included, or better yet, welcomed into the integral inner workings of that organization. No matter your specific role or level of organizational seniority, efforts can be made to convey that your contributions are included in a sense that they are welcomed and appreciated. Sometimes this means that volunteered ideas are outwardly appreciated rather than dismissed. Other times it's about whether the experiences of everyone in the organization are considered, not just a select few or even the majority. So much so that they don't need to be even volunteered for, they're instead sought out or asked about. Your perspective and needs are considered and changes are implemented whenever reasonably possible to make it clear that their hearing of your needs wasn't just lip service, but that your voice actually contributed to change, which in the end doesn't just benefit you, but contributes to a healthy environment for everyone. Which then leads us to the latest acronym addition to the acronym, and that is the B, which stands for belonging. Now, while belonging isn't something that an organization can do for you, it is something that can be prioritized such that they can create a safe work environment to do the very thing that we've been talking about earlier, helping everyone and every employee feel as though they belong. This includes feeling accepted more than tolerated, feeling genuinely heard rather than just humored, feeling like they can truly be themselves rather than feel like they have to hide their true self out of risk of being excluded and risk limiting their professional advancement opportunities. Now, I don't know where this acronym progression will lead, and you might even hear people arguing against the DEI-B acronym for corporate or political reasons, and that's fine. I'm completely fine with people having issues with letters and terms, as this is more often accurately a reflection of an unhealthy fear of change or things they don't understand, rather than it actually providing solid arguments against the benefits of diverse perspectives. D. Fair and equitable treatment of all employees. E. Ensuring that everyone's presence and voice matters and are included. I. And creating an environment where everyone feels safe to be themselves, not just tolerated, but as if they truly belong. B. No matter your professional role or whatever personal conversations you may find yourself in, remember that DEIB and other terms like it are not what's most important in the terms themselves. Instead of spending too much time finding the right term to mandate, let's spend time putting the meaning conveyed by those terms into practice and judging progress on the relationships that are built and maintained along the way. If the acronym helps provide a unified language to bring this about, then it will be worth it in having served its purpose. If we keep our focus on the needs of the people instead of just the terminology chasing, then we'll look up and see that we've been living out the best acronyms anywhere. My hope for you is that instead of feeling frustrated that there's something new that needs to be mandated, like adding a B to an already seemingly daunting task of DEI efforts, you can instead think to yourself, wait, so we're adding a B now for belonging? Sure, why not? See, that doesn't scare me or upset me. We have such a person centered focus in our DEI efforts that we already cultivate a sense of true belonging in our team. We got that covered. It's a great goal to strive for, one interaction at a time. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to the Diversity Do podcast. If you have any pressing diversity-related questions that you'd like me to address on an upcoming podcast, or if your organization is in need of a shame-free or empowering guest speaker or training on this often sensitive topic of diversity, then feel free to reach out to me directly at www.diversitymadesimple.com. And if you know of anyone else who can benefit from a positive and encouraging perspective on the often difficult topic of diversity, feel free to send them a link to this podcast so they can be encouraged as well, or share with them my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, available at Amazon.com. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Hi, I'm Shaletta Brundage. I'm a media personality, podcaster, and a business owner. But my most important role is mom. 3 of my beautiful kids have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. When I didn't know who to trust or where to turn, I found ACRA. ACRA provides home care services to families all over Minnesota. The care is not one size fits all. They know each one of my kids is unique. They listen to what resources we needed and what's best for our family. I've seen my kids grow and thrive with ACRA's in-home care. While autism is the most common diagnosis among ACRA clients, ACRA offers personalized in-home care services for people with disabilities, chronic illnesses, behavioral diagnosis, and mental illness. They work with children, adolescents, and older folks too. Find out more about ACRA at their website, acrahomecare.org. ACRA helps me provide my kids with a better quality of life. They can do it for your family too.
When I walked across that stage at my high school graduation, I was excited, but confused about my next step. Then I walked through the doors at Doherty Family College. Doherty Family College is part of the University of St. Thomas. It's a 2-year college that lets you earn an associate's degree and puts you on a path to your bachelor's degree. Classes are small, so I have a personal relationship with professors committed to my success. Like the name says, they treat us like family. They call us scholars because they believe we could do anything we put our minds to. They set us up for excellence with free tutoring, and that's not the only thing that's free. Laptops, books, even breakfast and lunch, and bus fare. That's part of the package here at Doherty Family College. It's even free to apply. So do like I did. Go to dfc.stthomas.edu and set up a tour. We'd be excited to welcome you to our family here at Doherty Family College.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.